guys, and welcome back to Time to Go Travel and Timepieces. So for the last little while I've been looking for a travel watch, something with multiple time zones. I looked at a few GMTs. I didn't want to break the bank. This is something I didn't want to have to worry about damaging or losing potentially on vacation. So what I ended up coming across was the Citizen Calendrier. This is a great little watch. It's got a world time function that's really cool. I'll show you guys here in a minute. If you haven't seen it, I've done an unboxing video for this watch. I'll leave a link above here now and also in the description below. So let's spin the camera around and take a closer look at the Citizen Calendrier. Okay guys, so this is actually the second EcoDrive watch I've had on the channel, so I'm not going to go through the packaging like I usually do, as well as the EcoDrive technology. I'll leave a link in the description below if anybody's interested. They can go and check out that review. So before we get too much into the watch here, let's just go through some of the basic specs of the Citizen EcoDrive Calendrier. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So first of all, the case width is 44 millimeters. We're looking at a case thickness of 13 millimeters and a lug width of 22 millimeters. And this has a water resistance of 100 meters. So let me just walk you guys through what's happening on the dial of the watch here. First of all, the subdial at 3 o'clock is showing the date. The subdial at 6 is a 24-hour clock or military time. So we're showing here 4:02 p.m., which would be 16:02 on the 24-hour clock. And at the 9 o'clock subdial, we have our day. Now on the outer part of the dial we have an inner rotating bezel which operates very smoothly. It shows the time in 24 hours. Inside of that you're going to have the cities from the different time zones around the world, and I'll show you how to use this function here in just a minute. As far as the finish goes on this watch, the case and crowns are completely polished. The bracelet is polished and brushed, and I have to say this bracelet is very, very comfortable. And I was quite surprised to see how solidly built the push-button deployment clasp is on this, as well as it's decorated with some perlage, which is a nice little touch. And I mentioned it before in the unboxing video, but I find Citizen has been really upping their game with their finishes and their general design of their watches. Now, as far as using the world time function of this watch, it is very simple. There's a couple of steps that you have to take though. The first step, you need to convert your current time to the 24-hour clock. We are at around 4:16 p.m., which would be 16:16 p.m. You can also use the little subdial at the 6 o'clock position to speed that conversion up if you like. Once you've determined the time in the 24-hour clock, you need to bring the 16, since we are at 16:16 p.m., to your time zone, which for me is New York City. That's it. Everything else is lined up with their current time. All of the other cities, for example, you see Paris up here is at 22:16, which is 10:16 p.m. Los Angeles we have over here at 13:16, which is 1:16 p.m. So definitely a very handy function, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this while traveling. Now let's just try it on for a second. Okay, so I have to say so far I have been very happy with this watch. The finishing that Citizen is doing on their watches these days seems to be stepping it up quite a bit from past offerings. I was very surprised by the perlage on the clasp, and also I should mention this has a sapphire crystal, so it's going to be quite durable and rugged, particularly for the uses that I want to use this watch for, which is travel. And at the same time, it's not breaking the bank, so if something was to ever happen, it's not the end of the world. But just love this watch, love the blue dial and all the different layering and textures on the dial. And I think if anybody was interested, they wouldn't be disappointed. So let's spin the camera back around and we'll wrap things up. So one other thing that I have to point out with this watch that I'm very impressed with actually is the Loom. The other morning I got up at about 6 a.m. and I hadn't particularly charged it the night before or anything, and it was still shining very bright. The Loom is on the hour, minute hand, and the hand at the 6 o'clock position for the 24-hour conversion. And really happy with it. What I'll do is I'll leave a shot in the outro of the Loom so you guys can check that out as well. And I just wanted to leave you guys with a couple of bits of news for the channel. If anybody had watched my State of the Watch Collection video a few weeks ago, you'd know that I picked up an Omega Speedmaster. I sent that in for service with Omega, and the AD that I dropped it off at has called and it's back. It's ready to be picked up, so I'm really excited about that. That will be featured in a video very soon. Also, I have just recently hit 100 subscribers on the channel, and I just wanted to thank everybody for the support. It's been a lot of fun, and thank you so much. So that's it for today, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.